Very good morning to you. It's the start of a new week, Monday, the 20th of April, 2020. Welcome along, gang, to this morning's little chat show. This is United Kingdom Talk, and your host, as ever, Chris Reardon, on this show where exclusively I can reveal someone will today win a fridge magnet. All your raffle tickets are selected and placed in, well, not selected, collected and placed into the old smash hat for mash. We cut them up into little pieces. That's what used to be on their heads, isn't it? In the advert, do you remember it? I do like old TV adverts. Who's here early today? Paul and Lou, hello. Fran Green, Michael Pullman, Amelia Dodd, Diane Jebb, Colin Coates. Oh, we're all here today. Look, Gary Davidson, Daniel Woodhouse. The birds are certainly singing out there. Beautiful day, beautiful day. Tony King, Amelia Phillips. Oh, it's two Amelias. Amelia Dodd and Amelia Phillips. Oh, it's two Amelias. Michael Lawrence, Mike Rees Bonto. Thank you for the story, Mike. Thank you, Mike. I've got that standing by to read to the millions of people all over the world this morning. More millions of people than listen to Dave Moses at the moment because he's not on here. Never mind. Breaking news from Dave Moses. We all need to stay at home because of something called the coronavirus. Don't know anything about that, Dave. Don't know anything about... Oh, they were all on the telly again this morning, weren't they? Oh, God. All on there. People that have survived. People that have gone to another place. Oh, I'm flicking between the three news channels, desperately trying to find something non-coronavirus related. Not possible. Not possible at all. Morning to Sabrina Walker. Hello to Adam the Plumber. Morning, Jason Hughes. Martin. Hello, Rachel. Rachel, yes. I was talking to Rachel. A private conversation with Rachel this morning. Yvonne Lemon. Anyone heard from Yvonne? Because she was having trouble getting on the chat box thing, wasn't she? And I suggested a couple of things to her, and I think you did as well, some of you as well. And she's kind of disappeared off the radar. So if anyone heard anything from Yvonne, we wondered if she'd just tried to reset her YouTube to see what had gone on there. But she hasn't reappeared or replied to my email, so I don't know. Don't know what's going on there. Anyone else know, perhaps? Morning to Adam the Plumber. Good morning to Martin. Hello, Martin Butler from Retro Restore. Hello, Gavin Bass. Tony King, Dr. Gregorian, Terry Turner in the house, and Mr. Mark Hobbs. Good morning, Mark. Mark has sent in his picture. Okay, now how are we doing so far? 27, 5, 17 likes. I'll show you Mark's picture. You'll be surprised. Because I was surprised. You'll be very surprised. Mark's picture I will show you for just 17 likes. Standing by to receive likes. Oh, a like. Oh, a like. Oh, a like. I love a like. We love a like. Thank you, Rachel. She sent her a little message there. Morning to you. Lovely. And hello to LaBelle. Your emerald-eyed cranberry of magic is in the house today on what looks to be another beautiful day, boys and girls. It's a beautiful sunshine. It's a beautiful day. Ba, 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 ba. Happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. You got to be happy, boys and girls. Don't be sad if something drags you down. Ignore it and walk away. It's as simple as that. So a lovely day outside this morning. The weather is looking good. Coming here in the UK, weather forecast to hit 24 degrees centigrade this week, which is about 24, 48, 58, 68, which is 75 to 78, somewhere around there. Above average in April. Rain figures have been way down for this time of year. I have noticed the garden looking very dry. I do go around, actually every day I go around and water the plants. I don't have a sprinkler on. Very rarely will I water the lawn because that just uses enormous amounts of water for limited looks, if you see what I mean. And actually, even when the grass looks all dead and has been like that for 2 or 3 weeks in the summer, one lot of rain and it all comes back again. But the plants I tend to water. I do water the plants. Good morning, Shania. Hello to you. It says Britain is said to bake with highs of 24 centigrade this week. But enjoy it because it is set to cool off before the end of the month. Oh, it's going to get all cold again. Oh, I love it. No gas is being used. Actually, I discovered something in my on my immersion tank. only yesterday. I mean, I don't know why I've never noticed it before. I have a gas boiler that heats the water. I used to have a water solar heating system, but that broke down twice. I had it fixed the first time and it cost a lot of money, and then it broke down again the next year with something different. Water was pouring out the top, so I disconnected it and it's no longer in use. It was just incredibly expensive to get the damn thing fixed, you know, and I fixed it once and I thought, no, I'm not again, it's just not worth it. So I didn't get that fixed. However, I do have electric solar panels, which can provide me with up to 2,500 watts of electricity in the height of the summer, midsummer. And so on midsummer is, of course, in June. So at the moment, we're going up and up the amount of electricity that I'm using. Now, I don't use all of this. And I was doing something with the towels in the immersion, in the sort of, what's it called, the drying cupboard, where the immersion heater is, and I saw a plug hanging down, and I thought, well, what's that? Anyway, I followed the wire, goes into the immersion heater. What is it going into? An element. Well, it's heated by gas, and I thought, well, there must be an element in here as well. And then I thought to myself, well, if I'm not using all my electricity, surely I could use that electricity by plugging that in if this works. So I went and got an extension cable, but like a thick one. You can't use a thin one because that would be drawing a lot of energy. And I've got 2 meters downstairs. One tells me how much electricity I'm making at any given time, and that was reading about 1,900 watts yesterday afternoon. And the other meter tells me how much electricity I'm drawing. And at that particular time, it was just over 300 watts. I think 2 computers were up here, or 1 computer was on up here, and a couple of other little bits and pieces. So there's a big difference there of about 1,500 watts, which basically is wasted. It goes back down the line, okay? So I got this extension cable, and I plugged that in there. Wait, if I'm plugging something in I'm not sure about, I do it at arm's length. Do you do that? So I've plugged the extension lead to the plug which is in the immersion heater, connected to that. And standing well back, I plugged the other one into there. And there was no noise, there was no bang or anything like that. I thought, okay. And I went down to the meters, and sure enough, suddenly, the amount of electricity I'm drawing shot up to just over 3,000 watts. So, presumably, it takes my excess 1,500 watts and then draws only 1,500 watts instead of 3,000. So there you go. I don't know why I didn't notice it before, but that seems to work. Now, I had it plugged in for about half an hour. I wasn't sure how long it would take to heat up the water. I'd already put my hand under the water to see how hot it was before, and it was kind of warm. Was more than tepid, not hot, warm. So I plugged this thing and I thought, well, I'll leave it for 15 minutes. And I've come in here to do some work on the bingo yesterday afternoon, about 1 o'clock. And then I looked up at the clock and half an hour had passed suddenly. I thought, oh, Christ. So I went over. First of all, I thought, I wonder if this cable's all right. And I felt the cable, which was warm. Wasn't hot. Certainly wasn't hot. It was kind of above cold, not even warm. It was above cold. Okay, so I thought, right, okay, well, that seems to be all right. And then I unplugged it and I turned the tap on. Well, I tell you, I couldn't put my hand under water. It was scalding hot. Absolutely scalding hot. So that's a good idea, isn't it? I don't know why I didn't think of that before. Well, I didn't know the plug was there. Didn't know. So no more. So whenever the sun's out and it's been out a while, I just plug it in for 15. I reckon it's 15 minutes. That's all it'll take to warm that up. Excellent idea. Free hot water, near enough. Not quite free, but there we are. I've had toast this morning. A little bit of toast, toast, toast. What's that song? A little bit of toast. Do you remember that? A little bit of toast, 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 toast. How are we doing with the likes? 15 likes, 2 more likes. I think I said 17, didn't I? To see young Mark's photograph this morning. I hope I was born with happiness, Rachel. I do hope I was born with happiness. The studio door is showing. Yes, it is. That's correct, Mike. Mandy, Daniel Woodhouse. Oh, you've been taking that off there. Let's say what else there? Claire. Good morning, Claire. Morning, Claire. I'm so glad you weren't with us last night, Claire. I had to reveal something to the millions of viewers all over the world, darling. I was very naughty yesterday, Claire. Very naughty indeed. Morning to my nephew, Gary Butler. Oh, I've got some photographs of Gary Butler. I've got some photographs of Gary Butler to show you this morning. They will require 25 likes. We've got to get to 25 likes for you to see the photographs of my nephew Gary Butler this morning. All right. Yvonne has just got in touch. She's going to try it now. Excellent. Excellent. Just see how it goes now, whether she's done anything or whatever. Very good morning to Roy Stone Magic. Paul Young, it was him who sung that toast, was it? Did that get very high, does anyone know, in the charts? A little bit of toast, 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 toast. That one. Good morning to Mari Lowe as well this morning. So Mari is in the house. Okay, I think we got 17 likes there. We got 19 likes there. Okie doke. Mark Hobbs has sent in his photo, and it's always interesting to wonder what people look like, and not only how they look, but, well, let me just show you the photo and you'll see what I mean. There you go. That's one of our viewers there. Mark Hobbs. You never, and it always surprises me, that's the second time that's happened, where someone really young is watching. I suppose, what is he, about, what are you, Mark? 12, 13 years old? And he's got a couple of bits and pieces there. I think he must have bought a hat and the keyring there. So a very good morning to you, Mark. Absolute pleasure to have you alone there, all right? Mark is in the house with Pippin the Musical. I don't know any of the songs from Pippin. Don't know any of the shops from Pippin. Now, what is Pippin? I know that word. What is a Pippin? Is it something? Or is it a drink or something like that? So a very good morning to Mark. And worry not, Mark. Now that you've got that hat, you'll never be cold again. Are you impressed? Are you impressed with the quality of the hats? We've got a few of those for sale, boys and girls. We've only got one blue one left. We've got one white one and the rest are black. They are available for a £10 super chat. Mark Bowles got one last night, as bought for him by my nephew, I have photos of my nephew to show you. You want to see these photos, but it will require a minimum of 25 likes or a PayPal payment of £100, whichever you prefer. All right. Mark's 15, so he's 15 in that photo. Let's just bring that up again. Well, you look young for your age there. Anyway, thanks very much, Mark, for sending that in. Much appreciated. As a matter of interest, Mark, how did you find our show? How did you come across the show? Did it come up on a YouTube suggestion or something like that? How does that work? There you go. Look, Shania's very pleased. At last there's been someone younger than her. Isn't that right, Shania? Oh, dear. Excuse me. Yes, we've got the white and the black there. You can have a hat. £10 on the PayPal or £13 on Super Chat there. Okay, whatever you want to do there, my loves. Good. And we want 25 likes to show you Gary's photo. We're at 21 of those at the moment, gang. Street band. That rings a bell. Street band. That rings a bell. Claire says, I won't ask what you revealed. Thank you very much, Claire. I'm glad you won't. I'm going to give you a clue. It involves chocolate Easter eggs. That's all I'm saying, my love. Please. That's all I'm saying. It does involve chocolate Easter eggs. Because as you know, my nephew and his family bought me 5, small ones, 5 individual eggs. They bought me 5. I've got to say, the chocolate is so thin. God, I remember when I was like Mark's age, 15, and we used to get this chocolate. It was that thick, wasn't it? It was really thick in these things. It's so thin now. It's like paper. And it can't get much thinner than that, can it? Paul and Lou is wondering how he ended up here. Yeah, me too. Mark found us on Facebook. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Michael's received his mask this morning. Excellent. Look how long this post is taking. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Over a week for some of this stuff to take. I've got loads of stuff to send out later, actually. After the show, I'll be jumping on my bicycle. And as my hours exercise today, I'll be cycling down to the sorting office this morning. I'll tell you what, since the weather is warming up a little bit here, and when the sun comes out, do you notice if you're in a house or something like that? Oh, Mark Hobbs, don't be sending me your money, Mark. Oh, I mean, I can't send it back once you send it, but young people need to hang on to their money, Mark. Thank you very much for that £1. It's very kind of you. I tell you what, Mark. Now, these are usually £2, okay? These are usually £2, but send me your address. These are £2 for the old people. And God knows there's enough of them here, isn't there? Hey? I think, Mark, me and you are the only two young people here. I'm going to send you... Have you got one of these? Have you got a Super Chat badge, Mark? Have you got one of those? Okay? If you haven't, put me your address down. I'll send you one, all right? Very pleased to help out someone like that. Just send me your full postal address there. And I'll send it. These are you. Don't anyone else try and get one of these for £1. It's only for people who ain't got much money, which is most of you lot. I know that, but there you go. Put your address in here. Again, I know you've sent it before, but I don't keep addresses, you see. And I'll put one of those in the post. It's a badge, okay? Be careful of the pin on the back. Maybe get... I know you're 15 and I know you're old now and I know you know everything, but make sure your mum knows there's a pin on the back there, okay? I might send her a little note. I did ask, incidentally, for those who wondering, I did ask Mark's mum if I could show a picture. He looks a lot younger than 15, doesn't he? Actually, funnily enough. Thank you very much for that, okay? Where were we now? Oh, yes. I notice as it gets warmer, you get these noises in the house. Does anyone else notice that? Especially, I would imagine, in a very old house. This isn't particularly old. I think it was built early 80s, maybe late 1970s. The rooms are reasonable size. Even this small room is big. I would say it's big in comparison to some people's rooms that I've seen before in like modern houses. There was some ultra-modern houses being built up the road. I say being built. This is about 22 or 23 years ago now. That's how long it was. And my mum was over. My mum had come to visit me for the day or a couple of days or whatever. And we thought we'd go up and have a look. We had no intention of buying these houses. And we went in them, right? And you open the door and there's this grand hall with like a spiral staircase going up. Not so a spiral, just, you know, like a large, little bit like something on Dynasty. Do you remember that staircase on Dynasty? Well, wouldn't you die for a staircase like that? With chandeliers and everything else hanging down like that. Blooming marvellous it was. Anyway, so we went in this house. I thought, oh, this is very nice. And we went in the living room. And I was shocked. About how small the rooms were. These rooms are absolutely tiny. These rooms. Really, really tiny rooms. Amelia, why are you asking for a fridge magnet, darling? You have to win those at the you have to win the fridge magnets at the raffle or the bingo. There's two different types. Okay, you can't buy a fridge magnet, I'm afraid. You can buy a super chat badge. They are £2, Amelia. £2 for one of those super chat badges. All right, okay, on the super chat. What was I saying now? Oh damn! I've looked at the mess. I've made that mistake of I'm looking at the messages while I'm doing my chat. Yeah, noises in the house. Yeah, we went up. So we went up to this place, and it was like a grand staircase, and the rooms were tiny. My God! I mean, I think we went upstairs first, and I was surprised at how small the bedrooms were. Really, really small, and the bathroom, and all this, and all the space appears to have been given to the staircase and the hallway. Didn't make any sense. I thought, well, at least the living room's going to be big. No. We went downstairs. This living room was tiny, and then the garden. Well, you stepped out of the back door. You took 2 paces, and you got to the fence. Those new houses are not for me, I'm afraid. They're blooming tiny, those places. But anyway, I would imagine, especially if you've got a sort of older house, you notice as it warms up during the day, as the sun comes out and starts hitting the roof, you start getting all these noises, don't you? Like creaks and sort of quiet bangs. Little noises like that, don't you? Do you notice that in your house at all? Very interesting. Not as bad as the noises in horror films. We do like a good horror film, don't we? I haven't seen a horror film now for ages. I used to like the really old-fashioned ones, like the Hammer House of Horrors. 2 films in particular. Dr. Phibes, which starred... Oh, Oh, it's very. There were two of them. There was Christopher someone, and there was Vincent Price. That's it. It was Vincent Price. Starred Vincent Price as this nutter, and his I think his wife was dead, but he kept her sort of frozen or something like that. And there was Dr. Phibes and Dr. Phibes Rising Again, and I just remember the end of one of those films. Everyone's trying to get to him, and he's in this big old house with the organ and all that. Oh, it's fantastic. And it ends up with him going through a locked gate. He opens a gate with a key. He's the only one with a key. Locks the gate behind him and puts his dead wife and himself in this boat and sails or whatever you call it, or floats down this river, which kind of goes into a cave, and that's the end of the film. Yeah, Dr. Phibes and Dr. Phibes Rises Again. There's two of them. I've got them on DVD somewhere. Great films. Hammer House of Horror. And I think also it might have been another film. There was one bit where someone that he killed, he picks up this phone and this person puts it to the ear and they says hello, and this spike shoots out the phone and goes through his head. Oh, it's awful. Awful. It's very well good. Nothing like today. They're a bit more blood and gory today, aren't they, really, in comparison to that. Friday the 13th. I went to see it that at the cinema with a friend of mine years ago, the original one. Oh, my word, that scared the life out of me. And I remember the first time I literally jumped in my seat and made a bit of a noise where we're watching this film and suddenly a body that was very clever. So if you've got the screen like that, you see the top where the mirror ball is there, right? Literally a body would drop down in front of the screen and just hang there like that. Very, very good horror films. Do you like horror films? What ones do you like? Is there any sort of horror films that you like? But I haven't seen a decent one in ages, actually. I think the last really bad one I saw was Hostel, which was a bit unpleasant. Anyone see that one? Hostel. The woman, she jumps in front of a train, doesn't she? Awful. Ian Jury and the Blackheads. That song was A Little Bit of Toast. Oh, was it? Oh, Street Band. Martin says, I don't know who it was. No, don't know. Thank you, LaBelle. Pippin is a musical about King Charlemagne's youngest son doing a crusade and his quest for life's fulfilments. Okay, well, that's obviously not the Pippin I know. I do know that name, Pippin, from something else. No, Claire, I have not had all the chocolate eggs. There's one left. I had two yesterday, you see. I had to admit that. I did have two yesterday. Very bad of me having two eggs yesterday. Instead of one. I was going to have one a day, you see, but I've only had two. I only had two. Thank you, Mark. It's very kind of you. Mr. Moses, toast was by Wigfield. Oh, blimey. A little bit of toast was by Shawaddy Waddy. Everyone's disagreeing on that. Look. A little bit of toast. Was it? It was a little bit of soap. Was it? Oh. Hang on a minute. Let's try and YouTube that. I obviously can't play it to you because of the copyright police. YouTube. Toast. Do you know, a little bit of soap. That rings a bell. Maybe I'm singing the wrong song. I might have be singing a bit of soap and a little bit of toast. I think that's probably what's going on. Toast. Toast song? Toast song? Coffee toast. Street band toast. Street band toast. There you go, street band. There it is. It's on the just a minute. If I can just hear a little bit of it. Hang on, I can't send you the tune. I want to listen to it myself. Hang on a minute. How do I do that? Right, okay. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. It's Street Band Toast. Street Band and Toast. That's the song there. So we got that sorted. I remember the soap one as well, Martin. A little bit of soap. I remember that as well. Yeah, excellent. Very good morning to Mr. Luke Trott. Hello, Luke. Now, Luke, yesterday, you didn't get bingo ticket yesterday. Your email address failed. The bingo ticket came back to me and it says your address couldn't be found. So I don't know why that was. We are having a little bit of a problem sending out the bingo tickets at the moment. I've been suggested that I try another email, people, other than Gmail. Okay, it does seem to randomly select people to not send the bingo ticket to, and it comes back with an error message. So it might be something to do with that. But if you've got another email address other than Gmail, because it does seem to be a problem with people who've got Gmail at their end, if you want to send that through, and I'll re-add you to the bingo for next week, and hopefully that will be sorted. Anyone who plays along with the bingo, just to let you know, you might get some random tickets from me this week, but it will say at the top, test. This is just a test, because I'm trying to get this thing working properly again. It's a problem sending out the bingo tickets at the moment. It doesn't really appear to be anyone who knows what to do, other than my software guy got back to me. And he said, try another email, people, for bulk emails. Who was it he said? He suggested Mailgun Technologies, which allows you to send emails in the same as Gmail, but designed for sending bulk emails. So I might give that one a go tomorrow, okay? Excellent. Good morning to Mixed Mowers. Hello to you. Dave, was that one of the phone lines you installed when you was a BT engineer? I can imagine you putting spikes in phones. That would be great fun. But, well, I'd have to have a camera as well. There were no webcams then. There was no computer lines. Didn't exist. Didn't have computer lines. That's how old along that was. Fran doesn't like the horror films. Excuse me. Fran doesn't like horror films. Mike says Rachel, Evil Dead, The Woman in the Woods. And the trees and the trees did things to her. I don't know that one. Evil Dead. I don't know that one. Pippin was there you go. Pippin was a kids' TV show. That'd be it. In the 60s though. Oh, I doubt that I'd remember that. Maybe so. Pippin. I think that's where that's come from. I think. Terry says, are you thinking about Poppin the Dog from the children's TV series starring the actress that played Gladys Emmanuel with Open All Hours? No, not Poppin. It was definitely Pippin. I think it was Pippin. Mandy, watch the film called Faces of Death. You'll never watch a horror film again. That sounds good, Mandy. I'll write that down. Faces of Death. Do we know if that's available on the Netflix or anything like that? Michael's not into horror films. Morning to Maureen, just texting in there. Excuse me. Aha, there we go. Yvonne Lemon is in the house at last. Excellent. What did you do, Yvonne? Can I ask what you did to get it working? Michael, yeah, I know. Some people got the raffle tickets. It's just not everyone, the bingo tickets yesterday. We can't work out why. Very good morning to Yvonne. She's had great trouble getting in on the text. She's been able to watch the show, just not been able to use the chat system. She was using the doing it by email a little while ago. So we're pleased to see you back. Well done, Yvonne. What did you do? Did you reset your thing or what? What did you actually do, darling? Want to know what you did there, my love? Okay. Good. Pippin is also the name of an apple. I think that's what it is, actually, LaBelle. It's Cox's Pippin. Pippin apples. I think that's where it comes from. That must be what it comes from, I guess, or something like that. Anyway, that's horror films. And while we're on the subject of films, some excellent films I've been watching. And one not so good. I think I might have started talking about these on Saturday. The first one, I've been watching these over the last couple of days. All on Netflix, this lot. The Decline. The Decline has the most beautiful scenery in it. Big, tall pine trees, snowy. And it's basically about this old bloke who's preparing... He's not that old, actually. He's probably about 45. He's preparing for some sort of catastrophe. Okay, that's going to happen in the world. And he's got this piece of land which is like in the middle of nowhere. But he also does video blogs of his activities and all that. And certain people watch his blogs. And he's invited a selection of people. I think it was about 6 or 7 in the end. He invites a selection of people to his secret place to learn what he has learnt and to pass on the information. But it all goes a little bit wrong. You know, and they all start rowing and all that. So that's The Decline on Netflix. Excellent film. I think I think that one's foreign. I can't remember now. I think it's a foreign film, okay? But it's dubbed, and, just give it 20 minutes and you'll be all right with it. I was never very good at watching dubbed films. That's the second one I've watched in a week now. And actually, if you can sort of open your mind a little bit to foreign films, but they've been dubbed in English, and kind of get a bit used to it, that kind of works. It worked for me. So that's the Decline. Excuse me a moment. On Netflix. Also, another excellent film, Time Trap. If you've got children, watch that one. That's a good one. Time Trap. That's about this group of people who discover a cave, and they go in the cave, but time stands still in the cave while it continues to go on outside. That's really good. Young people would like that as well. So if you've got any children, sort of teenagers, they would like that one. I think it's a bit of a science fiction film called Time Trap. Then on Saturday night, I watched The Post. That's quite a long film. That's about the Washington Post and the New York Times, and it's to do with the war in Vietnam and the way the government covered up a lot of the information in there. But what amazed me in this, and I don't know if my sister's watching today, but it showed you an old printing press. This is like, obviously, Washington Post, New York Times, big organisations in America, and it's before electronic like computers and all that. So it showed you the way old newspapers were made, and this took me back to when my father used to work at the Evening Standard, and he worked there for years and years. And I always remember going to his office. I think I only ever went once. I would have been about 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that. And went into this office, and his boss was called Bill Dighton. And it was all glass, this office, and he was there, papers all over the place. I didn't really know what he did. And he said, I'll take you around the print room. And we went into this, what's all this noise going on? Went into this print room. My God, massive machines in there, banging and clunking away. Huge rolls of paper. And he took me, this is the bit in the film, he took me over to this little area where there was like a wooden frame. There was a wooden frame there, and there was a bloke getting out bits of metal from another machine. There was a machine chucking out bits of metal, and I'm like, well, what are they for? And he showed me the metal, and on the metal, on the back of the metal, were letters, which made up words and sentences. There were letters on there, and he said, I'll make your name. This bloke said, I'll make your name. Anyway, he went on to this typing thing, a bit like it was nothing like a keyboard, like one of these. Nothing. There were nothing like this in there. It looked like a typewriter, proper big keys on it. And he typed out my name, Christopher Reardon. I must have this thing somewhere. And he pushed a button. And I can't remember how long it took now. And out of another machine came this piece of metal, which was about, let's have a look, about that thick it was. This piece of metal was about that thick. And on the front there, it said my name in reverse. And I was amazed by this. I said, so the way they printed the paper, so he had a frame, a wooden frame there, and it literally, the news would all have to be made out of these bits of metal. Okay? And the bloke would collect these bits of metal and with a wooden hammer, bang them into this wooden frame. And then the frame was, so big. It was a page. And then he'd fit everything in, you see, the pictures and everything like that. And then that was it. And that was one page. That was just one page. And that's how they did it. And then they put that in another machine. And then these great big rolls of paper would kind of go on that with some ink. And then you'd have a newspaper at the other end. Well, of course, if you watch the programme, what was it called again? The Post. I think it was called The Post. If you watch that film, the Post, about the Washington Post, you will see one of these going on there. The little bits of metal that come out. Absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating there. So that again, that's quite a good film to watch. The Post. You need a couple of hours for that one, and it's got the excellent actress not Helen Mirren, Miriam. You know what I mean? The Post. Hang on a minute. The Post Netflix film. Hang on, what's her name? The Post Netflix. The Post Netflix. Here we go. Starring Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks is in it as well, and Sarah Paulson. Although I don't know Sarah Paulson, Meryl Streep's in it. It's really good. It's really good. It says when a rival newspaper lands a major scoop detailing a decades-long cover-up about Vietnam involving the president, the Washington Post faces a choice. It's about 3 years old, that film. It's a really good watch. Out of all these films, this is probably my favourite that I watched the other night. So that was that. One more film that I tried to start watching last night, but I gave up. Sergio. It was advertised as one of the big films, on the Netflix. The first, when you log on to Netflix and you get that first thing that is advertised to you, it was that, Sergio. And it seems to be about the war in Afghanistan. I managed half an hour and it wasn't grabbing my interest at all, that one. So I wouldn't bother with Sergio. Okay, now let's see. Let me see if I can show you Gary's pictures. Now we can! 28 likes means I can now show you my nephew's pictures. Now I hope these have come out in the right order, because my nephew had his first, I'd say self-haircut, but his wife, Stacey, did the haircut, who will be making an appearance in the photographs as well. So here we go. Gary and his very first self-haircut as done by Mrs. Stacey. There we go. Oh, no, that's not in the right order. Okay, so there we go. That's the first picture there. He's looking at his new hair trimmer. Look at that. I grabbed some of these pictures from him last night. And there he goes. As you can see, the wife isn't looking too happy about having to do it. Wait till you see the line in his hair. That's the first bit there. And it finishes up. I think there's 4 or 5 pictures altogether in the end. And there he is. Do you know, I thought it looked pretty good. When it was finished, I thought it looked pretty good. I think we might have one more picture there. Have we? No, that's the same one there, isn't it? Is that the same one? I think that's come round now, isn't it? So there you go. All right. Excellent. Excellent. There you go. There you go, boys and girls. There's the pictures of nephew Gary having his hair cut. And I was listening. The trouble with children is that they're brutally honest. And I couldn't work out whether it was Harry, great nephew Harry, or great niece Harry, saying, "Oh, it looks silly, Daddy." When it was finished, I thought it looked damn good. I thought it looked damn good, almost as good as me. But, let's be honest. You're watching me at the moment probably thinking, God, I hope I'm as good looking as Chris when I get to his age, aren't you? And I'm afraid for most of you, the answer will be no. I mean, I'm looking up and down there. Possibly the only one who's looking reasonably good on here is LaBelle. I'm sorry, it has to be said. And we've seen some beautiful pictures of LaBelle. The rest of you, oh dear, I mean, some of you look like you've got about 2 weeks left, to be honest. The Walking Dead are here today. There you go, another horror film to watch. Good morning to Peter Wright. A very good morning to you, Peter. There's all the messages from yesterday there. Let me just delete those, otherwise I get confused there. There we are. There's Russ. Oh, it's Jenny Sam. That only just came through this morning, Jenny Sam. There we go. Someone says here, "Why did you block me?" I've no idea who that's from. It finishes 459. Anyone know who that is? Oh, God, I've deleted them all now. Oh, it's so easy to do, isn't it? There we are. Anyway, that's all sorted now. Excellent. Excellent. All up to date there. Excuse me a moment. Let's just scroll up a little bit there. 50 is the new 40. You know that's right, Martin. 60 is the new 30. Martin. We'll be there in 3 years' time. 60 in 3 years. Couldn't make it up, could you? Who's 50 next year? Is that Rachel? Don't you worry, Rachel. You look fantastic. You look fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. All right, we got the raffle coming up a little bit later in the show. Have you watched Star Trek Into Darkness? I love Star Trek films, Fran. I wasn't keen on Deep Space Nine, and I really didn't get into Enterprise. That film, that series, Enterprise, that just didn't do it for me. And do you know, I think it was to do with the music, because they had singing on it, didn't they? Someone sung the theme tune, and I wasn't the only one to dislike that. It just doesn't seem right. Singing the theme tune to Star Trek was awful. Enterprise, didn't like that. I really loved Discovery, and I loved Picard, and I loved Voyager, The Next Generation, and original series. I've seen all the Star Trek films, just fantastic. I believe they've shelved the third Star Trek film. You know, where they're playing the Enterprise, but obviously with different actors. That the original characters like Kirk, Spock, Scotty, they all had different, and it was done very well. I got to say, I thought it was absolutely brilliant. They must have spent hours watching the original series, those the new actors, because they had those parts down to a T. They did 2 films. I believe they've shelved the third one. I don't know why though. Okay. Are you 60 this year? Are you really, Mike? I didn't know that. Good morning to Joseph McDonald. Love Star Trek Darkness with Benedict Cumberbatch. Cumberbatch, you know, funny name that is. Mick Light, Andy Pandy. Andy Pandy. You just wanted to get in that box with Luby Lou, didn't you? Dirty old man. Good morning to Liz Hargreaves. Good morning to you. Hello to Liz. Nice to see you pop up there. Dave's watching Bill and Ben. Bill and Ben. Bill and Ben. Flower pot men. And Weed. Comes out of the box as well. Morning to John Aitken joining us there. Yvonne reset her account. She tried everything. She's recently lost 3 friends. I'm very sorry to hear that, Yvonne. Very, very sorry to hear that, Yvonne. But we try and make you smile, my darling. You know, I do wonder sometimes if people are in a better place than we are, to be honest, when they pass on. So don't worry too much about people who are not here anymore. They may well be having a better time than you and me, my love. All right, good luck to you, Yvonne. It's lovely to have you back, and I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If only I had one. My mate says I haven't got a heart. Isn't that rude? Rude, he's rude. John's been exercising in the backyard. Good boy. Hello to Park Nest. Good morning. Right, let's just scroll down a little bit there. George likes his vegetarian lasagna corn. Yes, you made that the other day, didn't you? Don't forget, gang, if you ever want to send in pictures in, feel free to do so. There's my email address there. Send them through. Please only send me one, okay? Just one of whatever, either yourself or, I don't know, whatever. Have a story to go with it, you know. Don't just send a random picture of something, because we don't know what you might send me a picture of the beach. Well, what's that to do with your love? This is, or perhaps this is the beach where I met my dear wife. I mean, you can see like a love. I can see like a love story being sent in now, possibly from Mandy and Mick Davenport, sending me in pictures of the time where they first met and were desperately in love with each other and got married. What went wrong? I'm sorry, I'm terrible. Right, let's do some other bits and pieces here. Pubs. I was talking to my governor last night at Central Station. We were discussing about you know, where this is all going and perhaps when we might reopen and all that. As I keep saying time and time again, I think the worst thing they can do is reopen everything too early and then we'll get another wave. I think there'll be another wave anyway, but we've got to try and keep the lid on it so that it isn't as bad as it could be, if you see what I mean. And I thought that the pubs, clubs, gyms, places like that would be the last things to open, because these are enclosed spaces. Lots of people sitting close to each other or doing stuff near each other, even in the gyms. And when you think about it, you know, gyms, when I'm out on my walks, if there's a runner goes past, I kind of stop breathing. I try and hold my breath. Does anyone else do that? I try because well, that's got to be coming out with more force than hasn't it? When you think about it. So in gyms, people on those bikes and lifting their weights, it's gonna. I can't see those opening. I can see places like that, along with pubs and that, opening last. Well, as if by magic, in the Sun this morning, and some of the other papers, pubs could remain closed until Christmas, in a devastating blow to the pub trade. But what would you prefer? Pubs closing forever, or people dead? That's how I look at it. I understand all these people screaming and shouting that they've got no job to go to, and they won't have a job to go to afterwards if places remain closed for longer. But, do you want a job to go to, or do you want to remain alive? That I think, to be honest, that is the question people should be asking themselves. It's very difficult. I'm lucky I'm not in that position, so perhaps it's more easy for me to say that, Anyway, Michael Gove refused to rule out the possibility yesterday that pubs may well remain closed until Christmas. It's terrible. He said locals will be among the last to reopen after the lockdown. Pub industry insiders fear staying closed until the end of the year could kill off a huge number of Britain's 48,000 pubs. Mr. Gove was asked whether pubs would open before winter. In response, he said, the other inference that I draw from your question, which is that areas of hospitality will be among the last to exit the lockdown. Yes, that is true. And a bloke, Frank Maguire from Truman's Brewery, which has traded since 1666, things are looking pretty dire. At this rate, it seems unlikely we'll be able to open again before Christmas. And it says, Christmas is about as big as business gets for the pub industry. It will be a huge loss. January and February are dead months, as I will tell you. I will, in fact, I would go January. It tends to be dead between Christmas and Easter. That's a very quiet time for pubs, right the way through. It says, without Christmas to carry us through, we will struggle. It will be a very glum start to 2021. So there we are. We've also got the added blow of missing out on the Euros this year, because a lot of pubs, of course, they show football. I mean, I can't bear it. I can't bear going into a pub and saying bleeding football, screaming out on the telly, and all these sad middle-aged blokes sitting there screaming at the telly, thinking that the referee can actually hear them. It doesn't do it for me. That being said, I would be the same if the Eurovision Song Contest was on in a pub. Come on, give us some... Oh, I ain't coming to Italy now. I ain't coming to you anymore. How dare you give us 2 points? I'm a bit like that. So it's the same for the blokes who like the football. I completely understand that. There's an awful lot of pubs, and in the last few years on my way to and from work, you look in some of these pubs' windows, there's 3 people sitting in there on a Friday night. And you do wonder, how on earth are you managing to stay open? Well, if that was then, there must have been some by now have already gone out of business. They just can't weather it. Even if you give them free rent, this, that and the other, there are other upkeeps to take. You've still got to have someone in there occasionally to check that they haven't been invaded by rats or something like that. There was one place I worked at, a wonderful job I had for 18 years, the Black Cap in Camden. That has been closed for 5 years. Mind you, that being said, the bloke who owns that has managed to keep that closed for 5 years and hold on to it, because he's holding on to that in the hope that the council will back down and allow him to build flats there. But it ain't going to happen, because the council are very pro this particular pub, the Black Cap in Camden. 5 years in a prime spot on Camden High Street is a closed business. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Even if they would turn it into, a Greg's Baker or something. And then you could have the pub upstairs, perhaps. I don't know if that would work or not. But to have a business closed like that in the middle of Camden High Street is beyond me. It really has. But I think the bloke owns a lot of other places, and he can ride this out. These people who own pubs, perhaps people who have bought a pub as one pub and that's their income, how long can they go for with it closed? But if they open, that may well kill them anyway. I mean, what a position to be in. Awful, isn't it? Absolutely awful. Let's have a look there. Good morning to High Grade Gaming. Hello to you. Hello, High Grade Gaming. Let's have a look. It's 11 years on the 29th of April since me and Mandy got caught by the postman in a very compromising condition in the car. Oh, yeah, but it's fun in a car, isn't it? It doesn't matter anyway. No, I won't go in that one. John Aitken is missing going to the cinema and theatre. We were going almost every week. I don't miss the pub. We don't drink anymore. No, I don't either. I don't go in pubs. Never. Never go in pubs. Never. I work in them, but I don't go in them. Don't go in them. Mick, that's why he won't deliver our post now. Fair enough. Yvonne, can you check I'm still on the email for the bingo? Did you get your email tickets last night, Yvonne? Did you get them last night, darling? Answer me that question, please, darling, and that will answer you the question, whether you got them or not. If not, then you would only have been taken off if you won at some point and didn't claim. So I don't know if you're on there or not without actually stopping this show and having a little look for you. But if you didn't get them yesterday, let me know and I'll check out for you, darling. All right? Could you just send us an email there, Yvonne? We are having a little bit of a problem with the emails going out at the moment, which I'm going to try and fix probably this afternoon and tonight, because I'm not doing anything this afternoon. Well, I'm going on my bike later to post the mail and sort out someone 1 o'clock last night, so I've got to sort that as well this morning. Peter says, 2 points, you mean nil point? Well, yeah, I mean, they don't like us, do they? I don't think it matters how good the song's going to be anymore. They're just never going to give us any points, are they? John says, my local pub spent a fortune on a makeover and had to close within a week. Well, that won't be the only one, John. Won't be the only one. Sometimes the trouble is sometimes these pubs spend a fortune having a makeover and they get it wrong. There's the best example. I can give you several examples of that. Several. And you'll know this one, John. The Brief Encounter. What a mess! They closed this enormously popular pub. It was a gay pub, and it was kind of underneath a hotel. I think did you go downstairs or was it just on the ground floor? Can't remember now. Irrelevant. No, you went downstairs. This pub was under a hotel, and it was immensely popular. Every day of the week, packed. So packed you couldn't move, and the toilets were up like 3 flights of stairs, weren't they? I DJ'd there for a little while. Well, they closed it. They reopened it. And they made it smaller. It was smaller when it reopened. And you're like, what on earth have you done? I would of course say mucked it up completely. Killed it stone dead. Wasn't the only place. The Royal Oak in Hammersmith. You remember that one, John? Royal Oak in Hammersmith. Hugely popular. The DJs there. The main DJ at the time, I think, was Dolly DJ. And then Jeremy Joseph joined in and he kind of took over the entertainment side of things. And that was hugely popular. Stage at the back, drag acts and various artists, and the DJ was on the stage at the back there. They closed it, reopened it. They had this hydraulic stage put in. Push a button and it comes up and goes down and all that. Move the DJ to the side. The DJ went on the side. No one liked it. Killed it, stone dead. Shall I carry on? The Penny Farthing in Hammersmith. Penny Farthing in Hammersmith, you'd walk in there, the stage would be in front of you. They closed it, reopened it, made it into sort of two halves, so you had a front part, which was like seating area, quiet, and then a back part, dance floor, and stage. Except the back of the stage, was now the front door, if you see what I mean. So to get down there, you'd have to come past all the seating, and then the dance floor would be at the back. Killed it stone dead. Shall I go on? The Black Horse in Mile End. Lovely owner. They had a stage. You came in, and the stage was on the left. So you had the window of the pub was against the sort of street, if you see what I mean. But it was heavy curtains were there, stage curtains. So there was the stage. The DJ box was next to the stage, and you were the focal point, everyone there. Closed it, reopened it, moved the dance floor down to the other end, completely away from the DJ and the stage, which remained at that end, got rid of all the soft, okay, fair enough, all the seats were a little bit torn up and you could see the foam through the covering and all that, replaced with hard wooden chairs and tables, right? Opened the first night, packed. They never came back. They hated it. Closed 6 months later. The amount of times that publicans muck up their refits is astounding. Even at the Black Cap, right? I was there for a year and they had this big refit. So the Black Cap, if I can explain, it was like a long pub like this downstairs. There was a front part, okay, which was like a pub, and then at 9 o'clock, the back part would open, right? And there'd be a door there, simply a door. So 9 o'clock comes, open the door, everyone would pour into the back. There was plenty of places to sit in there, sort of seats around the edge like benches, and there was the stage at the back, and the DJ was in the centre of the stage. So you'd bring on the cabaret would come on, DJ there, everything in front of everyone, right? Closed and reopened. What did they do? They got rid of all the seating in the back bit. The front bit went completely, so it was now just one long pub, right? They had some stools at the bar and down that end. This end was the dance floor. There were no seats. But the worst thing they did was they took the DJ off the stage and put them at the end of the bar facing the stage. So no one is facing you now. No one is facing me. No one is now facing me or David Rosen, who was the other DJ, right? So you've lost the focal point. What do we look at? Oh, I can hear some bloke talking on a microphone. Where is he? You had to look for us. It was the most ridiculous thing. The amount of times I've seen refits go completely wrong. And, of course, it kills the pub. Kills the pub. But there will be people out there like the one that you go to or the local pub where you go to, John, who have spent recently a fortune having a refit with the idea that money will come back again. And then suddenly this blooming virus comes from nowhere. Terrible, really. Terrible. LaBelle had a lot of people told me I should regret having a job in entertainment because of this, and what I do wasn't a job anyway. Oh, we all have that, LaBelle. Why don't you get a proper job? How many of us get that? Why don't you get a proper job? Yeah, come round, mate, and see what I've achieved, and then tell me that again. Funnily enough, my mum and dad never said that. I was working at British Telecom at the time, and when I said to my mum and dad, look, I said, I'm going to leave British Telecom and become a DJ, because I already had a lot of DJ work coming in. And I remember my dad said to me, he said, look, we don't think you're making the right decision, but whatever decision you're making, we'll back you all the way. How brilliant is that? What more can you ask for your parents? But yeah, you're quite right. A lot of people don't see entertainment jobs as proper jobs, do they? Adam says, my neighbour said to me the other day, the kids are driving me mad. Now I turned around and said, what would you prefer? Your kids driving you mad or a wooden overcoat? Yeah, exactly. This is where this is where I'm coming from there, you see. I keep hearing banging noises. Keep hearing banging noises. Isn't that funny, isn't it? Yes. Where are we now? Let's just scroll down a little bit. Roy Brownlow doesn't go into pubs. Not drunk. I go for 36 years. No, I'm not a regular drinker at all. The only time I'll have a little drink is perhaps a glass of champagne, either on a plane or at one of my afternoon teas. One, possibly two. If I have 2 glasses of champagne, I'm just silly. I don't get angry or anything like that. That's all I have. And the rest of the time, I don't drink at all. I know some of you like a little bit of spirits. Possibly some of you have a bottle of wine in the evening. I know that. That's, whatever you like, really. I'm a teetotal, I am. Yvonne thinks I will have a look. Have a look there, my love. Check your emails there for us, Yvonne, and let us know. John loves the brief encounter. Royal Oak, Penny Farthing too. Yeah, they're all ruined. ruined by idiots, I'm afraid. Elephant and Castle, Vauxhall Bridge. Is it still going? I don't know. One of my friends, actually David Rosen, who was the DJ at Black Cat with me, he DJ'd at the Elephant and Castle for some time. Whether it's still there or not, I went there once. I hated it. I absolutely hated it in there. Really awful place. Michael reckons it needs an upgrade. Oh, come on, you just had some new wallpaper there, Michael Lawrence. What more do you want, dear? Beautiful birds. Blue birds. Fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that wallpaper in there, my dear. What a cheek. I'm going to take his... where's Guy? I'm going to take your name, Michael. You're going to be reported to the manager for that comment, darling. Adrian, it's not always the public, and it's down to licensing and the police and planning department as well. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I suppose they go in some pubs and say, oh, hang on a minute, you need another fire door here and that sort of thing, don't you? No, Peter, the raffle hasn't gone yet. Thanks very much to Mike Rees-Ponto for sending me in this story today. And I'd love to have seen this. Perhaps we'll get another opportunity to see this. Amazed stargazers saw Elon Musk's Starlight satellites pass over Europe. It says tonight. Saw. So that's saying it's in the past tense. And then it says tonight in the present tense. And the date is 20th of April. So does that mean it's happening or it's happened? That don't make sense. I'll read that to you. How's that sound to you? Amazed sky gazers saw Elon Musk's Starlight satellites pass over Europe tonight. Sounds like it's already gone, doesn't it? I don't know. Starlink is the informal name for Musk's SpaceX project. It plans to create a constellation of thousands of low-orbit small satellites to improve internet service. The video shows a line of satellites trailing through the sky, and many have expressed their amazement on Twitter. I would love to have seen that. Could you see that from here? Astronomers have slammed the billionaire for the project, which they claim is a crime against humanity. They think the satellites are getting in the way of scientific observations and make it difficult for them to view the night sky as they reflect light. What is that? Just a minute. I keep hearing a banging. It might be the other door. 1 minute. I think it's the other door actually. I've got shorts on there. Look, got my legs out, girls. Is that doing anything for you, ladies? Got my legs out. It goes on to say, one Twitter user tonight, users in Western Europe, expressed how amazed they were with many comparing the string of lights to Christmas and the Santa. Now I can see the picture in front of me. It literally is like a string of lights moving slowly through the sky. Oh, I would like to have seen that. Others deemed it to be a total blot on the skyline and expressed their sympathy for astronomers, which you can understand that. Social, is RT with us today? RT's an astronomer. I wonder what he thinks about all this. One Twitter user in social media users in Colorado posted photos on March the 7th after spotting the row of lights moving slowly through the sky. Now, does it say when we can see these? The goal is to beam superfast internet into your home from space. While satellite internet has been around for a while, it suffered from high latency and unreliable connections. This is in the Daily Mail, incidentally, this story. The billionaire company wants to create the global system to help it generate more cash. So it's all about the cash, of course. Does it say, can we see this again? Doesn't say anything about seeing it again. I would love to have seen that. Oh, I would love to have seen a light. How amazing that was. I remember there was a comet in the sky 20 odd years ago. Yeah, because I was going out with a bloke called Robert and my mum was still alive at the time. It was over 20 years ago now. There was a comet in the sky. It was up there for ages. And each night it would be in a different position. Of course, then eventually it disappeared. Totally amazing. Mike says, you can see the Starlink satellites tonight. Look over the UK at 10 o'clock. Look east to west. Ooh, that just a moment. Is it here? Come on, where is it? Where is it? Are you in here somewhere? Oh no! Where's my compass? Where's my scout's compass that I can't use? No, it's not there. I thought that might be in there. Where's my compass? I've got a compass somewhere. East to west. So it's east. That's over there. That's south. So it's going that way, is it? That way. That's south. South is there. So it's going to go that way. Oh, we've got to go outside and look at that tonight, gang. So around about 10 o'clock tonight, string of satellites. How exciting is that? Oh, that'd be the highlight of my night, seeing that. That'd be the absolute highlight of my night. I look forward to seeing that. Where are we? LaBelle. What I do is deal with the public. Yeah, not a pleasant experience, is it, LaBelle? She says, besides drag, I work on theatre where we have audience in close quarters. I'm afraid we won't be able to get back to work either. No, this is a long haul. Why do people keep thinking it might be next week? No, be months, dear, months. Roy said it was last night. Maybe it's 2 nights in a row. I don't know. It's on YouTube. Oh yeah, it's different looking at YouTube though. It's not the same as looking into the sky. That's why I've got these binoculars. Where are they? What are my binoculars? Got these binoculars to look at. It was RT told me to buy. I was asking about telescopes. I wasn't going to buy one, but I was just asking if perhaps in the future I might like to buy a telescope and look. And he said, "No, you want a pair of binoculars? You can see nebulas and everything with these." And I bought them to take up the caravan. Of course, I haven't been able to do that yet. Yeah, I might be able to go up the caravan in a few months, but I can't see the pub opening. I really can't. Really can't. You know, we just have to get used to that. Less money coming in, won't we? Where are we? Thank you. Yvonne likes my legs. White like chicken legs, says Michael. I think you need to roast them for a bit. Are they a bit pasty? My friend, I've got a really good friend. I haven't spoken to her for some years now. I met her. She was one of the first people to speak to me when I started working in the Black Cab. John, you would have heard of her possibly as MC Dryweave. She used to do the DJing in the Vauxhall Tavern, but before she became a DJ, she was a customer in the Black Cat. And I got this job there, and I walked in with a suitcase full of records. And these two girls were sitting there, her and Joy, Charlotte and Joy. And they were just so nice to me. They were the first people I ever spoke to when I walked into the Black Cat. I said, I'm ever so nervous. And these two girls were saying, oh, don't worry, you'll be all right. Anyway, we became very, very good friends, myself and Charlotte and Joy. And later on in time, she became a DJ in her own right. And she got the job at the Vauxhall Tavern. She started up a thing called The Institution, which was, I think it was hard house. I think it was hard house music that she played in there. MC Dryweave, she was known as. And sometimes I'd see her, because she was black. She's black and I'm obviously white. And she'd sometimes say, oh, are you all right, Chris? I said, yeah. She said, you're looking a bit pasty today. So perhaps my legs are looking like badly cooked pasties. I don't know. Something like that, Martini. Morning to Heidi. Hello to you. You look like an overgrown schoolboy. Some people like that, Heidi, but I don't really want to go down that line. Thank you very much. Start wearing uniforms and that sort of thing. It's all a bit odd, really. Excuse me. Some are saying pubs will reopen into... Well, we did that earlier, Peter. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Peter. Have you just joined us sort of halfway through the show or something? I think you must have done, mustn't you? Good morning to John Parrish, who's sitting out on his decking here in the sunny Pennines. It's a beautiful day today, isn't it? George is going to do his homework there. What about Harry and Meghan announce zero engagement policy with 4 of the newspapers? They don't want to talk to the papers anymore. They're very upset. Very upset. Harry and Meghan have announced they'll be adopting a zero engagement policy with 4 UK newspaper groups, but deny they are avoiding criticism. This is in this morning's Metro. They live in LA now with their son, Archie, sent letters explaining their stance to the editors of the Daily Mail, the Daily Mirror, the Sun, and the Daily Express. They're not happy. They're described being happy to work with other journalists and media organisations all over the world. Well, no doubt they'll be calling me at some point. But come on, Harry and Meghan, I'll give you a live interview here on this enormously popular television programme, United Kingdom Talk, and you can say whatever you want. No restrictions. No, I'll even order a nice little set of cups and saucers from Selfridges to bring you your tea. No tea bags. No tea bags. No, absolutely not. Not for you, Harry and Meghan. You will be treated the same way as I treat the Queen, but obviously without the word royal at the beginning of you, my darlings. Because you didn't want it. Didn't want it. You want to come in here? I don't mind even spending out on a new chair. Huh? Come and tell me. It'd be like the Diana interview all over again, wouldn't it? Yes, there were three of us in that relationship, weren't there? Three of us in that relationship. The letter continued. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have watched people they know, as well as complete strangers, have their lives completely pulled apart for no good reason, other than the fact that gossip boosts advertising revenue. And they've got a point. They've got a point. These newspapers, they get into someone and they don't let go. We've seen it. This has been going on for years, of course. This is not a new thing. Look at old Michael Barrymore. On and on and on they went about him. Everyone knows what happens to the Michael Barrymore thing. We all know what happened to that. But what I don't understand is it's never been put in the paper. It's obvious to me what happened with the Michael Barrymore thing, right? So all these people were at a party. They're all drunk or on the drugs, right? Someone's fallen in the swimming pool, drowned, and because they're so out of it, no one's noticed. That is what happened. I'm convinced that's what's happened. But that's never reported. Oh, no, well, someone didn't report it. They've left it and covered it up. No, they were so out of it, each and every one of them, that no one's noticed. That's what happened there. I almost guarantee it if I wasn't there myself. You know, shocking. Roy, do you remember the Triffids film? They all went blind after looking at the Triffids got them. That's right, yeah. And the Triffids died, didn't they? A little virus came along. Perhaps this is the virus now. Is it getting tall people more than short people? If so, I'll be fine. Thanks very much. I'm all right, Jack. You can check the times of the Starlink satellites on the web. Google find a Starlink. Can you do that for me, Mike? Or have you already done that and that was your answer? 9:58 tonight. Was that your answer already? Or perhaps you could look that up for me. Good. Right, what else have we got here? Harry and Meghan, done that. I fell over again last night. Oh, that's the third time now. I don't know how I'm doing this. So the first time you may remember was last year. I fell down the stairs. Not so much fall down the stairs. It got to like the last step. And at the bottom of my stairs, it's like wood. It's not expensive. It's not like parquet flooring, you know, like that laminate stuff. But nevertheless, it's a bit slippery. And I had socks on. And I got down this last step and my foot just slid from under me. And I ended up twisting my leg a bit and smashed a pot, which could have been a lot worse because it's like, you know, that plastic stuff. And you break that plastic. It's so sharp, isn't it? It's like this plastic pot downstairs. And that all broke in front of me. But fortunately, it didn't cut anything. And I had a bad foot for ages after that. And then, of course, last year, something I still haven't recovered from, around November, I got out of my car on the way down from Lincolnshire to London to work. And I fell down a pothole there and badly twisted my leg there. And that foot has still not recovered. It's still giving me problems. Happened again last night, didn't it? Oh, dear me. I don't know how I did it. So it was about the show had finished, the bingo show, which was okay last night. Apart from, which is, as I say, these little issues with sending out emails at the moment, which is a bit of a problem. But I hope we can get over that. And I went out the back door. This would be about, I'd had my dinner, beans on toast. So at about 10:30, I thought I'd go out and water the plants out the back. And I've opened the door, put a foot out and I've gone over. And I've twisted the other foot. So it's the other foot now. The other foot's given me a bit of a problem on the side of the foot there. And I smacked, there was a bucket of water outside. Again, could have been a lot worse. Plastic bucket, you know, it was sort of about a year old, so the plastic's no longer soft. It's a bit brittle. That smashed, could have sliced from my wrist, but that didn't happen. So I've gone down again. 3 times now I've fallen over. Oh, dear me. But that's what happened last night. The bloke raising the money is doing very well, isn't he? Yes, this is in the Metro today. Captain Tom Moore. He's got a record out as well, hasn't he? He's got a record out. Captain Tom Moore has now raised over £25 million for the NHS. Good on you, mate. And is now on course to claim the UK's official #1. He's recorded. I mean, no one said it, have they? No one. You know what I mean. No one has. Let's see if anyone says it. Let's see if anyone says it. No one said it. I've heard the song. I've heard the song. The 99-year-old war veteran has become a national hero once again after completing his mission of 100 laps around his garden to raise money for the healthcare service during the coronavirus pandemic. That's the other thing. With every story that you see has to have the word coronavirus pandemic. Have you noticed that? Pick up the newspaper. Every story has got to have this phrase in. I try and avoid it as much as I can, all right? But sometimes you see it and you just say it. On Friday, he released a charity single with Michael Ball. Love changes everything. Special face it. See, I don't know the words. And I've heard it. And Michael Ball sounds fantastic on it. That's all I'm saying. He's released a charity single entitled You'll Never Walk Alone, a cover of the Jerry and Pacemakers hit song. You must have seen it on the news and thought what I'm thinking. But good luck to him and absolutely top marks to this man. How old is he? 99 years old, and he's managed to raise £25 million for the NHS. I think it's fantastic. So what if he can't sing? It's irrelevant. Come to a karaoke night. No one can sing. Least of all me. I write the songs that make the whole world sing. Good on him, and blooming top marks. The fact that he can't sing is irrelevant. He's raised all that money, and we need a round of applause. We need an applause for that man. We need his applause. Captain Tom Moore, fantastic. I wonder how much he'll raise eventually. What's surprising is the amount of records that you need now to get to a #1. It says You'll Never Walk Alone has hit the ground running, become this week's highest new entry on the UK singles charts with close to 36,000 copies. Now, of course, when I was a kid, to get to a #1, you had to sell millions of records. Now, 36,000. It's nothing, is it really? Just shows you how times change. It's got close to 36,000 copies after 48 hours. So, I mean, that's not a massive amount of records sold in my mind, but these days that is actually quite a lot to sell. It says 100% of the proceeds will be donated to Captain Moore's 100th birthday walk in aid of NHS Charities Together, which supports the incredible NHS staff and volunteers caring for patients. Just amazing. So congratulations to that man. What a man. And how fantastic to have achieved something like that so late in life. You know, wasn't there someone else? There was someone else, I think a lady possibly. And I remember, it reminds me of a lady called Gwen. Gwen used to sing at karaoke nights. She used to come around to my karaoke nights and others, and she would sing. And she entered a talent competition. She was about 74, 75, something like that. And she used to come in particular to the karaoke night at the Golden Lion, which was in King's Cross, not the one in Camden Town, and not the one in Sydenham. This was the Golden Lion in King's Cross, which was a lovely place. We used to do karaoke there on Tuesday nights, and we started doing Saturday nights as well. It was packed. And she'd come along there, she'd leave there at 12 o'clock at night and just walk to the bus stop in her 70s, not fazed by worried about being mugged or anything like that. And she never was, actually. She was a fairly big lady, but she was wonderful, Gwen. She was a lovely, lovely lady. And she went into this talent show and she got through and she won. She won and she performed singing to the Pride event in Trafalgar Square on the main stage. Just fantastic. Just fantastic. And she was never ill. She was never a sick person. And then she got cancer, unfortunately. And we lost her to that. And I did go up to the hospital, I think once or twice. I can't remember now. Once or twice. And on the final time I went, I can't honestly remember. I think I went twice. I think. Anyway, I went to this hospital in Barnet. And this old bloke was sitting there. And it turns out he was her husband. And as I said goodbye to her, and I had a feeling that's the last time I'd say goodbye to her, he followed me outside and he said, "I just want to thank you, Chris, for giving Gwen so much pleasure with your karaoke. You don't know how much your karaoke meant to her." And that really, really done me in, as it is now. But she was wonderful. And there has been some lovely people over the years, really, who are no longer with us. Who I think in the job that we do, you see a lot of people over the years who are gone now. You know, whether it's other people that you've worked with. I can't tell you the amount of drag queens that have died over the years that I've been working. But customers as well, of course. And some of them stick in your mind. In particular, her. And, of course, non-Irish Mary from Ireland, who we lost last year. But wonderful, wonderful people. Thank you, Luke. I've got your email there. Something's been delivered today. Oh, what's this now? Oh, that's Evie's birthday. It's great niece's Evie's birthday on Sunday. She's 8 years old. 8. She's so tall now. I can't believe how tall my great niece is. Thank you. Let's scroll. Tom is 100 this weekend. A few people saying that. Chumbawamba. I get knocked down, I get up. That's a good song, Peter. I know that one. Chumbawamba. Good morning to Russ. Morning to you, Russ. Excellent. Lots of people have downloaded that one already. All right. Mick says, top man, but it shouldn't be left to him to raise money for the NHS. We should stop doing concerts and fundraising for other countries and do it for our NHS, says Mick Davenport. JB, yes, JB Heidi. He used to come into a place called Harpo's in Earls Court. He used to sit on the end of the bar, moaning his head off. He was a great man. He's a great laugh as well. So there we are. Lockdown pets. Now I saw a story this morning on one of the news when eventually I found something that was it was related to virus related, and I've looked for this story but I can't find it. It's somewhere in America that this happened, but I found a similar story which goes back about a month in the Telegraph. Battersea Dogs and Cats Home rehomed more than double their usual amount of animals. Now I say this because this particular place in America is like the Battersea Dogs and Cats Home. They've run out of animals. Everyone has gone and got dogs and things, and they're calling them lockdown pets. Because people, some people are okay sitting on their own. I'm all right, I suppose. Other people need someone or something, and they're all going out and rehousing these dogs and cats, which is great. I just hope they hang on to them after it all finishes, whenever that is, whether that's in 3 weeks' time or 3 months' time or a year's time. We don't know. But I hate to think that a lot of people, and it probably will happen, that people who have now got a dog or a cat, and because they're a bit lonely, and then they go back to work, well, they won't want them anymore. But there is the possibility that they might hold on to them, a fairly strong one, I would say. So I do think it's a good thing overall But in America, this particular place has run out of pets. All rehomed. And it showed you a picture on the telly this morning of all these empty cages. It says, pet shelters and shops were cleared of their animals last week. This is in the Telegraph. Remember, this story is a month old. As people looked for a companion. Battersea Dogs and Cats Home reported they rehomed more than double the dogs and cats they did over a similar period last year, and visitors to Pets at Home claimed the shops were running low on hamsters. I mean, I don't know really. Does a hamster sit on your leg or anything like that? It's something to talk to, isn't it? I talk to my plants outside sometimes. I don't talk to the lily beetles. I squash those. We don't like lily beetles. Do you know what I'm sitting? Do you know what's just gone through my mind? All that's been going through my mind so far is I haven't given out the raffle tickets yet. Of course, I've completely forgotten that we're doing the raffle today as well. Never mind. There's no rush, is there? We're not going anywhere. So, I mean, that's great news, isn't it? That's great news about the dogs and the cats. But I just hope that people do hold on to these pets that they've got now, because they're lonely at the moment. You know, they're lonely at the moment. John sent me... Did you send me stuff? I'm not really up on the messages at the moment, John. There's quite a few messages waiting there, and I just can't keep up with them all at the moment. So, yeah, if you don't mind, John, no disrespect, please don't send us pictures and videos, unless you want them shown, of course. If you've got a little picture that you want shown to people, perhaps of your caravan. You could send me a picture of your caravan and I could put that up there to that mirror. I just don't have the time to do everything, I'm afraid. Terry, an ex-boyfriend of mine, used to have a hamster and a gerbil, and every time they sat on my leg, they weed all over him. Never liked them. No. Is that their way of saying, of telling you that they like you, I wonder? Don't rabbits do that? Don't rabbits wee on your hand or something like that? Adrian's cat's on lockdown. LaBelle, you can train hamsters to do things. Oh, I get to do me a cup of tea in the morning. Could you bring me a cup of tea up? Good. Right. Excellent. Right, okay. Right, gang, we're going to do the raffle like snakes like hamsters. Oh, shut up, Jason. Oh, you ain't got a snake, have you? Are you one of those people that's like got a snake or tarantula in a blooming glass cabinet? Why would anyone want to keep such things? Scorpions? People keep scorpions as pets. I mean, these things do escape. Awful. Right. Okie doke, boys and girls. It's time to pull a raffle ticket. Someone live now, exclusively on this... Do you like how I build it all up? Exclusively on this channel is going to win a fridge magnet, boys and girls. Hey, someone won a clock yesterday. Yes, the clock will be going off. They usually collect that on a Tuesday. Right. So here we go, gang. Let's mix up the raffle tickets for you. They're all here, okay? And we'll have a drum roll and we'll pull out a raffle ticket. Here comes the drum roll. 1 moment, please. Here it is. Drum roll. Got a ticket. We got one ticket. There it is. One ticket. Okay. It's ticket number 866. Anyone know who that is? 866. I hope you've been writing down your numbers. I might stop reading out the name of the person and leaving it for you. I think that would leave an added element of fun to it. If I just start, not from now, because you need to be prepared for that. That'll force you to sit there and do some work instead of just sitting there relaxing. Who's got number 866? Anyone? Anyone know? I know the name. Is it someone who's won before? Is it Roy Brownlow again? Or perhaps it's been fixed. So it's Gary Butler. Could it have been fixed? Who's got ticket number 866, boys and girls? While you're looking. Oh, Rachel's got 860. My cat said to me, do I want a radio left on when he went out? I've seen that one. Wasn't Fran. Come on, who's got 866? I might start that. I won't do it this week or next week. Maybe I'll have a think about that. That could add more fun to it, I think. That would add more fun to it. Right, we'll just see if anyone claims that and I'll let you know who it is. No, it's not upside down. Not upside down. Is it you? Hello, there's my sister Sharon. Is it me? 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 Mick Davenport is always thinks things are fixed if he didn't win. Is it Gary Butler? Did I fix it for a member of the Butlers to win again today? Oh, everything is fixed. Everything is fixed. I decide who's going to win everything. How did you get 866? What sort of question is that? What do you mean, how did I get 866? It came out of the book. Dear me. What? I just picked it out. Didn't you see me pick it out? Is it Jason Hughes again? No. Let's read a little story here before we give out the next lot of raffle tickets. TikTok. Now, you know, we're all a little bit obsessed, some of us, with TikTok at the moment. The delightful Rachel does her own TikToks. Joey Millen does TikToks. Maybe one or two others of you do TikTok videos. If you want to see my TikTok videos, they're only like 20 seconds or so long. My TikTok name is Chris Reardon UK. Chris Reardon UK is my TikTok name. There's lots of other people on there. An amazing amount of young people who are really, really talented. Although one or two of them have been saying some not particularly nice words about the over 50s, such as myself. What are they doing on here? That sort of thing. Because it tends to be more younger people. And I've no problem in saying to you how talented some of these people are. The dance moves they do, the lip syncing. I can't do some of those things. But to go on there and say, oh, well, what are you lot doing on here? Well, basically, let me tell you, my dears, we're bored. Some of us over 50, I say I don't get bored because I do things like TikTok. We're bored. So we started doing TikTok videos, the same as you. The big difference is we had a life before and we will have a life after and probably stop doing them. But if you don't, if you've not got lives and that's all you do in your life is TikTok videos, that's just how it is, isn't it? We're bored. That's why we're doing them. LaBelle does TikTok. LaBelle does TikTok. She's good at them and all. Her lip syncing is perfect. Perfect. My favourite one of hers was she did the am I not following you? Oh, I don't know, Rachel. I don't look at that. You see, I'm not so much of a follower. Some of us put things out there all the time, and we don't really look at other stuff. But I do see yours. I thought I was following you. I certainly follow LaBelle. Oh. Anyway, the story on the BBC website this morning, 6 of the UK's most popular TikTok content creators have moved in together and are trying to meet a surge in demand from teenagers in lockdown, despite some doubts about the timing. And I'm looking at these faces of the people, and I'll be honest, I don't recognise any of them. Perhaps I'll read you the names, Rachel, you might know. Seb, Monty, Surface London, Shawnee, Lily and Katie. By the way, no one's claimed this yet. I can't believe it. I happen to know this person will be with us this morning. I know they're going to be on here this morning. There we are. Yeah, my sister. My niece does TikTok as well. And she is very good. I think it may be a younger person's thing with the lip syncing thing. I don't know. Because they're very good at it. LaBelle's fantastic. My niece is fantastic at the lip syncing. And she did one with her husband the other day. Hilarious. How are you going to heal me? With a wood chopper. I can't remember from some film. Anyway, the bite-sized squad, it says on the BBC website, collectively planned the move prior to the pandemic and completed it before the UK lockdown. It's the UK's first TikTok House, a phenomenon that has been already established in the States. So perhaps LaBelle knows something about this. The video makers are proceeding despite their families and others having expressed reservations about the timing of the initiative. One industry expert has also suggested the pandemic will make the effort less lucrative than it might have been. The TikTokers, I'm a TikToker. Rachel, you're a TikToker. We are TikTokers. The TikTokers have combined following of more than 14 million people. Their videos currently reach more than 73 million people a week. The short-form video sharing social media platform was last year's second most downloaded app after WhatsApp, which I got rid of WhatsApp last week, as I told you. I got fed up with it. Endless videos and messages being sent by various different people. You know, it just become too much. It's bad enough on the Facebook Messenger, just endless pictures and hugs, people wanting hugs, and people send you stuff that they think is funny, and then I look at it and I think, well, what's funny about this? Just don't get it, you know. It says people in the UK, including me, have been spending a lot more time on TikTok since the lockdown and social isolation measures were announced. So there we are. The housemates, and as I say, it's generally young people. Shawnee, 19, Surface London, 22, Seb, 20, Monty, 17, Katie, Franklin, 19, and Lily Rose, 20, will be responding to challenges and trying to create useful coronavirus-related content as well. And it's very good. And as I say, these young people on there are incredibly talented, but a couple of them who are very good at what they do have been on there saying, you know, why are the over 50s on here? Well, because we like doing it. In the same way you'll watch our programmes on the telly. How rude. Rude. LaBelle only started a couple of weeks ago doing her TikTok. So there we are. Ray Reynolds. Hello to Ray Reynolds. Hello, Ray. Held an LBC that pubs could last in the queue. We've already done that, Ray. Have you just joined us? Cool, dear. The amount of people that come on here and start talking about stories we did 2 hours ago, dear. Do pay full attention to the show, Ray, please. Freddie, I don't know what that is. Freddie Star there. Excellent. Okay. Right, shall we reveal who was the winner of today's fridge magnet? There it is. Waiting to be sent. This will go off today. I'm very pleased to say, and I'd be extremely surprised if he's not here. It's Mr. Sprinter Van! Yeah! I believe that's the first time you've won something. Mr. Sprinter Van is our winner tonight, boys and girls. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Ooh. There you go, Mr. Sprinter Van has won. Where are you, Mr. Sprinter Van? You're always here when I say raffle tickets now, so you've got to be here. You've got to be here. Everyone's wishing him congratulations. I'm pretty sure you've never won anything, so I'm pleased your ticket came up there. Sometimes you get the same people winning all the time, and I know how that feels to other people, so congratulations. Congratulations. LaBelle tries to follow no one under 26. So, well, I don't really follow. I don't think I've got many followers at all here. Let's have a look here. So let's. Oh, that's the Instagram thing. I hardly do Instagram now. I better follow Rachel because she'll only moan, dear. Just a minute. He's not here, is he? Carl's not here. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Where's the TikTok thing now? TikTok. TikTok, there it is. And follow me. Following. Followers. Where are you now? Oh, I don't. Are you called Rachel there, dear? Or are you something like user whatever? Oh, I don't know. User. I'll just flick through it quickly. Can't see you on there, my love. I'm going through mine now. Oh, you must have been one of the early ones, I would imagine. This Scott, who's he? There's LaBelle. There's LaBelle. There's LaBelle. Can't find you, Rachel. Can't find you, darling. Oh, I'll have another look later. I'll have another look later, my love. Can't find you at the moment there. He's not there, is he? I can't believe that. I can't believe that. 866 Sprinter Van. Okay, let's do today's raffle tickets then, boys and girls. It's raffle ticket just while that's coming through. Elton John. So Elton John in the Sun today has quit songwriting to complete jigsaws of his own albums. Anyone do jigsaws? Does anyone do jigsaws? The 73-year-old British singer who has sold more than 300 million records says he's no ambition now to make music and no longer has a piano in his own, but is instead doing puzzles of his album covers. God, he must be really bored. I can't believe that. That's got to be made up, hasn't it? He says, I'm not writing any songs because I don't feel like it and I don't have a piano here. I think people will use this time to be very, very creative. Oh, we're seeing it now, aren't we? We're seeing it on the Facebook Lives, with the TikTok videos, people doing up their own houses. There are going to be some absolute DIY disasters, I'm sure, in many people's homes. Terrible painting. That's why I won't pick up a paintbrush, believe me. I would love to have the interest and the go in me to try painting again, but I hate it. I hate DIY decorating. I absolutely hate it. But yeah, there is a lot of talent out there. For example, on the TikTok, on the Facebook, yeah, all sorts of stuff, all sorts of wonderful stuff, and a good time to learn something new if you're that way inclined, as well. All right, okay. Let's have a look there. Did Carl come in? Is that his name, Carl Sprinter Van? Is it Carl? Can't believe he's not there. He's always there in the morning waiting for the raffle ticket, and he doesn't speak until the raffle tickets. He's one of our silent viewers. We've got lots of silent viewers, so good morning to all you. Don't forget, I know you're there, my love. Here we go. Let's do it. Tony King, 104. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me put those in here for the next super draw. All your super draw tickets are in here. There we go. Next lot going in, so you know. Look at them all. There's hundreds of them, dear. Hundreds. All right. Here we go. Tony King, 104. Tony King, 104. Gary, 105. Fran Green, 106. John Aitken, 107. Michael Pullman, 108. I think I need a new pen. I think that's going to die. Do you like this pen? Wendy sent me this. It was her birthday yesterday. Isn't that nice? But all the things have come off the side there. Let's try that one. Oh, no. I've got a Roy Brownlow pen. Roy Brownlow pen here. That I do. So much better quality than the ones I send out. This is all metal. Must cost him a fortune, dear. Where did we get to? Michael Parman. Roy Brownlow, 109. Diane Jebb, 110. Diane Jebb, 110. Michael Lawrence, 111. Mike Baldwin, 112. Was that Mark? Mark Baldwin, 112. 113 is Mandy Davenport. 114 is Mick Davenport. 115 is Colin Coates. 116 is Mari Lowe. Claire is 117. Jason Hughes, 118. 119 for Adam the plumber. Yvonne, what's she say? Yvonne's gonna moan. She's gonna moan. You carry on moaning as much as you want, Yvonne. The more you moan, the more you get ignored, my darling. You should learn that by now on this programme. The more people moan, the more they get ignored. Learn that one, my darling, all right? Rachel, 120. I'm not here to sit here listening to people moaning. Yvonne does puzzles. Okay. She does puzzles and she does singing as well there. Oh, hang on. Did I jump down a little bit there? I've missed someone, haven't I? Russ, there's Russ. Russ Vernon, 121. Russ Vernon. Russ has managed to get his broadcasting stuff together now, haven't you, my love? Yeah, well done. Give him a little bit of a tip there. where are we? Peter. There we are. Peter Paliwoda. There you go. Freddie Starr liked hamsters. He liked them so much he ate them. That and a fish, weren't it? Thank you, Peter. 122 for Peter. And Yvonne, 123. I'm so glad you've got your thing working there, Yvonne. Well done for doing that. It's not easy when things stop working. I mean, I'm at a loss at the moment why these emails are coming back to me, but that's it. This is quite good. Someone's a friend of mine, Mary Wright, posted this. Any more tickets? Have I missed anyone out? Please speak now. Or let me do just the email ones. Gavin Bass, 124. 124. And Dr. Gregorian, 125. Terry Turner, 126. Okay, that's Dr. Gregorian, 125. What was the other one? Gavin Bass, 124. And 126 for Terry Turner, 126. 126 for Terry Turner. Anyone else there? Have we missed anyone else out? I think we've got everyone in there, haven't we? Yeah. Last night, after the bingo, we did the raffle tickets last night. I must say, it took a very, very long time to do the raffle tickets last night. And that ate quite a lot into the time of the show. What we might have to do if it gets really busy with raffle tickets, well, we're okay today, you know, that's all right. What we do, it's for 23 tickets. But it was, I think last night it got to something like 50 or 60 tickets we were giving out. And it took a long time to do that. What we might have to do on a Sunday is ask everyone to just email in for the tickets. It might be an easier thing to do than sort of having a huge part of the thing come out there. You see what I mean? Because it was just taking too long last night. So we'll see how that goes over the next week. I haven't decided what we're going to do with that, but we'll see. All right. LaBelle, did you ask, darling? Did you? Okay. Let's see, LaBelle. And that's the other thing. When we get busy on the chat, LaBelle's messages don't come up. Now, my guess is she's already asked for a ticket. Let's have a look. But it's not there. You scroll up. There's nothing there from LaBelle, is there? Go on, have a scroll up. You'll see it. But she's obviously said that because she's asked for a ticket and it hasn't come up. So 127 for you, LaBelle. All right, darling. Maybe can I suggest, LaBelle, that if possible, perhaps you could email in for your ticket, whatever, you know, to that email address. So save that in your address book and then just say ticket, please, after the show's finished, and then you'll never get missed out. But we might have to do that certainly on a Sunday night. And if it gets much busier with people asking for raffle tickets, might do it by email only. And then it won't sort of eat into the show too much. All right. It doesn't randomly block anything, I don't think. Not unless it's like a rude word. There's certain words that I've put in there that it will block automatically. I mean, no doubt people will try these out now, but the one beginning with F, another word for poo, and another word beginning with W. You're a bit of a... those ones. So try those and you'll find they won't come up there at all. No, Tony, I like to do the tickets on every show, actually, Tony. I do like a ticket for every show there. But that's it. Right, so let's do today's... I think we've done all our stories today. Yeah, we've done all our stories. Oh, here's a nice one. I'll save that for after the birthdays. I never understand messages like this. So someone's just sent me that on what does that mean? I don't know what that means. It's random, isn't it? All these message things, like suddenly you'll just get that, not on the show, as a Facebook message. I don't get it. What does that mean? I don't understand. Anyway, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this Monday, the 20th of April 2022. the delightful Paul Clay. Good morning, Paul. 41 years old today. Hello to you, Paul. Haven't seen you for a few years now. Happy birthday. Benjamin Creevy. Greetings, Benjamin. Happy birthday to you, sir. Colin Simonite is 48 years old today. Adam Wield is 33 today. Yvonne Flanagan today is 68 years old. Happy birthday, Yvonne. Martin Nickel is 42 today. Happy birthday, Martin. Lucy Jane Parkinson today is 32 years old. And finally, Massimo Matter. It's his birthday as well. Happy birthday, my darlings. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Surprising our one man and his sprinter van isn't there today. Oh, Sean Pye. Thank you, Sean. Oh, where's that now? Sean 128. He can't get on the chat box today, Sean. Isn't that funny? This just seems to happen randomly. Sometimes people just can't get on there. I don't know why that is. It's nothing I'm doing at this end, as you well know. Sean Pye 128 for Mr. Sean Pye. I think that's it, isn't it? Good. Okay, boys and girls. Nearly time to go. One more story for you. This is quite a nice story. A new dad has lost his job, but then he won £2.4 million on the lottery. I like this sort of story. A young dad who's lost his job because of the virus has won millions of pounds on the lottery. Millions! The unnamed man in his 20s. Yeah, you don't want to tick that box that says no publicity. You don't want people knowing that you've won all that money. Let me tell you, the begging letters will flood in, especially from people who watch this show, my dear. Absolutely. With a wife and young baby, the father was stressed and worried about how he will support his little family. But that all changed when he won the top prize in Australia's Lots Set for Life game. Excellent. Well done to him, and big well done to him. Thanks so much for joining us on the show tonight. Tomorrow night, of course, is our weekly quiz. That's on at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. There'll be a show in the morning, just like this morning, okay? But that's the time of that one tomorrow. 8 o'clock for quiz tomorrow night, and I'm just going to put the music round together. I've got a load of tunes. I've got 10 tunes written out there for me to attempt to play badly on the piano, as always. Never mind, gang. Thanks for watching and listening to the show. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Bye-bye now.